Hello everybody, welcome back to JuJu's Journey. Today, what I'm going to do is do my monthly budget for the month of April 2026. If you're new here, I'm JuJu. This is JuJu's Journey. I'm a widow for, now it's 1 year and almost 4 months, guys. It's crazy. I started using a zero-based budget in January 2025. So I've been on this cash envelope stuffing zero-based budget journey for 1 year and almost going on my 4th month. And it's the best thing that I've ever done. It gives me so much security, because when something drastic happens in your life, you just need to know what's coming, you know. I only wish that I'd started this journey with my husband, 35 years ago. It would have been so good. If you're young and you just happen to chance by this, my channel, please, please, please start budgeting and start using a zero-based budget and get rid of your credit cards, get rid of your debt so you can have financial freedom, you can have peace, and your paycheck is your paycheck. You don't have to give it to anybody else except for your monthly living expenses. So anyway, I'm going to kind of run through, show you in this video how I plan for my month ahead, okay? I'm on a very fixed income. I get $3,000 a month. But before we go there, I'm just going to show you what I'm using. I bought these little plastic binders off of Amazon. They're by Mr. Penn. I think you get like 6 in a pack, something like that. They're very cheap. Teachers use them. So you slide your paper in, and then you can take a Sharpie and write on it, and then use rubbing alcohol. And I just use tissue and clean it off and reuse it over and over again. And then, it's just easy for me to do. I bought the monthly planner sheets. I have a whole little book of them, and I got those off of Amazon too, and it was very reasonable. I'm not a fancy binder person. I do have binders, but I just do it fancy. I do it not fancy. I kind of get caught up in, I really want everything to look cute, but sometimes I'll splurge and buy something, but it's really not necessary. I always find that I always come back to kind of like doing it the way that works for me, just pen and paper. So, as you can see, with this monthly budget planner, I'm not really using it exactly how these categories are set. I use both sides. I do start with my bills here. Monthly bills, they have to be paid no matter what. Then in this section, I always put what's in my cash wallet, because I need this whole column no matter what each week and month, And then in this column, I would call this my high priority sinking funds. That's like, your house insurance, your car insurance, your house taxes, car taxes, emergency savings, car maintenance, things that you need to have done. And I listed them from that's most important to get paid first, and then kind of go down. So if it were 1 to 10, 1 being the most important, to 10. That's how I list them in my binder. And then I have a whole section for low priority. These are things that are important to me, but if I don't stuff these, it's not going to really matter that much, one might, but the rest of them, it's not going to, if something happened and I didn't have enough money, I am not going to stuff this whole section each week. And that's like vacation, entertainment, adventure. I want to buy a special gift for my daughter. Personal care really is important, but, I could take that out of my JuJu money that I give myself allowance if need be. Things of that nature. And as we're going through these, you'll see. And then, of course, stuffing for my grandchildren and children's birthday and Christmas gifts. That is very important to me. But if I didn't have enough money in my budget for the most important things, I would not stuff that either. You know, that's a high priority to me, but not high priority in making sure I'm stable, you know, like, you know, everything's going to be fun. But anyway, so now that you see how we've done this, I'm going to go through and write down what my bills are, okay? These are my bills and fixed expenses. So my insurance for health insurance is $255 a month, okay? My water bill, I budget $80. It usually runs somewhere between $78 and $79. My electric bill, hallelujah, did go down to $260.36. So I'm going to put 261 there, not two. I'm just going to round it up. My phone bill is $60. Internet is $85. Checking fees are $7. I have a car service plan. I probably really shouldn't have gotten that. Watching Dave Ramsey, which I'm addicted to all of his little shows on YouTube. So, been so helpful on the way my brain thinks now. But I probably shouldn't have bought that. But I did, and I'm still paying for it right now. $35. But I was scared because I was single. My husband, who's always done all of my car care, you know. I mean, we've never really taken anything to the mechanic. I don't think I've ever hired anybody to do anything for us. Plumbing, electrical, nothing. My husband did it all. And so I think it scared, like I was scared being on my own that I was going to need that. So I probably should have done a little bit more investigating. Subscriptions is $100, and then I budget $60 a month for gas. I will have to say, my little Nissan Rogue is very, very good on gas. And it doesn't cost much to fill it up either. Hold on, let me move these a little bit further back so I can get this on here good. Okay, JuJu, that's me. I give myself $50 a week. So on this side, I change date to weekly, which turns out to be $200 a month, okay? Groceries, I budget $50 a week, and that's $200 a month. Dining out, I give myself, hold on. Dining out, I give myself $30 a week. I've got a cheat sheet over here just so I don't get, you know, a little bit confused. That would be $120 a month. Lunch is $20 a week, and each of my two girls put in $22. So that's $80 a month. And I only base my budget for 4 weeks. This is a 5-week month, and I'm going to have to live very, very, very... I'm not going to try to spend any money out of my cash wallet, as little as possible for the next 2 weeks. Miscellaneous, I give $10 a week, which turns out to be $40 a month. And then giving $5 a week and $20 a month. This is the money that goes into my cash wallet weekly. Okay, now we're going to go to my high priority sinking funds. Okay. Okay, so house taxes. No, we'll start with house insurance. Sorry, guys. That gets $50 a week, which is $200 a month. Car insurance gets $40 a week. And that's $160 a month. Okay. Next we have house taxes. $25 a week, which is $100 per month. Car taxes gets $20 a week, which is $80 a month. Pets and vet gets $20 a week. I was able to up that a little bit. I really need to catch this up, because some of these categories I didn't stuff as much money last month for 2 months in a row due to my electricity bill. Emergency gets $5 a week for $20 a month. Savings gets $5 a week. For $20 a month. Medical, $5 a week, $20 a month. Of course, I'm basing this on my $3,000 a month budget, so you know yours will change. I'm just showing you how I plan for my month ahead. Car maintenance gets $5 a week, and that is $20 a month. House maintenance, $5 a week, $20 month. Month ahead is going to receive $5 for $20 per month. And then yearly fees at this moment, let me see if I did that, is going to receive $0 this month and $0 for the month. Okay, so let's turn this over. Make sure you can see. Next, we're going to do my low priority sinking funds. Okay, so we have vacation is going to receive $20 a week for $80 a month. Entertainment gets $5 a week, and that is $20 a month. Adventure, let's see where I put it, gets $10 a week for $40 a month. Let me change that real quick and put HK. My daughter's going to get $10 a week for her special gift for $40 a month. And personal care gets $5 a week, $20 a month. Wish list, let's see if wish list, I'm actually going to start funding it again this month. It didn't get funded for 2 months because of my electric bill. Clothes, let's see if I'm funding clothes. Yep. Clothes is going to get $5 a week for $20 a month. That did not get funded for 2 months. Lawn and Garden's going to actually get money again. It had to go on the wayside for a little bit. Gifts is going to start getting funded again as well for $5 a week, $20 a month. And now we're going to do Easter is going to get $5 until Easter. So I think that's only going to get stuff one more time in April. And Thanksgiving is going to receive $5, and that's going to be $20. Christmas is going to receive $5, and that's going to be $20 for the month. And Christmas Child, I'm not starting on yet, so that's going to get $0. 0, and 0. Okay? It's Christmas Child, Fire Department, and Monthly Giving. And now for my grandchildren, they each get $5 a week. So I'm just going to go through and mark those down. I have 5 grandchildren, and I have 5 children and 5 in-laws. So, and they each get the same amount each week, which is $20 a month. And I promise you, even adding $5 a week really adds up. Especially when things can go slow. Slow and steady win the race, y'all. I'm telling you, it really does. Slow and steady wins the race. So now what we're going to do is take our calculator and total up all of these expenses and see where we come out to make sure we're as close to our budget as possible, okay? I can put my pen down. So we've got $255 plus 80 plus 261, 60, 85, 7, 101, 35, 100, and then 60. And that's $1,044. So let's put this here, $1,044. Okay. Now we will do my wallet. 200 plus 200 plus 120, 80, 40, and 20. So that's $660. Okay. And now let's get on with high priority. Clear that out. So we've got 200, 160, 100, 80, 80, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, and then 0. So that's 740. And usually I would add that up twice just to make sure. And I still may have to because I may not have put it all on the, I think I kind of divided it up again. So what I'm going to do is write, I'm going to put 740, and then we'll redo it if it's not right, okay? Because I can take it back off. So let's do it again, okay? Let's go ahead and count these 20s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So 120 plus 360 plus 100 plus 160 equals 740. So that was correct. Okay. So now let's add up this page. And I'll go ahead and count the 20s to just get it out of our way. I'm going to start right here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So what is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 140. Let's do 145 because we have that 5 in there, okay? 145 plus 100 plus 80 equals 325. Okay, I'm going to do that one more time just to be on the safe side. So we've got 100 plus 80 plus 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 45. 145. So that's 325, 325. And so this we can just add 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8. I should have 10 on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I not put 20 there? I did not. Okay. So that should be 200, right? So 200. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is add all of these numbers and see how close it is to $3,000, my monthly budget. And hopefully and once you establish a budget, you can kind of stay the same, except when your light bill changes. Pretty much all of my bills stay the same, except for my light bill. So if it goes up, then I have to cut some of these $5 items or maybe even a $20 item. But usually your budget somewhat stays the same every month. It's just a few dollars here and there. So I'm hoping that this is going to be as close to $3,000 as possible. Okay, let's see. And I have not totaled this up yet. So 200 plus 325 plus 740 plus 660 plus 1,044. Well, you can't get too much. It's $2,969. $2,969. So I'm not quite sure. Let me do it one more time just to make sure. $1,044 plus 660 plus 740 plus 325 plus 200 equals $2,969. So it looks like I'm $30 off, which is fine, really $31. And what I do when that happens, instead of going back, racking my brain where to put an extra $30, I have an area in my bank binder that I put overage in. And so then at the end of the month, I think if you watched this past month, I was off $5. So I just was able to take that $5 out and put it where I wanted it. But if that overage gets too big, I'm just going to place it where it's needed later. You know, it's not going anywhere. It's still money saved. So it's good. It's better. I mean, it's still going to get stuffed in an envelope. Okay? So I do know now we have to sit here and decide what denominations I'm going to need from the bank. And this, to me, is one of the hardest parts. You know? So I'm going to start with my children. So we know we each they get 4. You get 4 5s. Because I get all of my cash out once a month. But I only stuff weekly. So I'm going to do 4 times 10, because there's 10 of them, equals, I know I'm going to need 45s for my children, okay? And I have child gifts right here. And so where it says 5s, can you see that? This is for my money. 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s, 50s, 100s. So I'm going to need 45s just for 1 month of stuffing for my children's binder, okay? So I'm just going to turn it over and we're going to start from the beginning, okay? So I just wanted to get that one out of the way. Okay, so insurance needs $255. So I'm going to do 2 100s, 150, and 1 5. So that's $255. Okay, my water bill is going to get $80, okay? So I'm going to do 150, 120, and 110. Electricity is going to receive $261. So I need 2 100s, 150, 110, and 1 1. Okay. Next, we're on phone bill, and it's going to get 60. So let's make sure I'm on the right line. We're going to do 150 and, yeah, 110. Okay, internet, follow it over, is $85. I'm going to do 150, 120, so that's 70, 80, and then 1 5. So we got 150, 120, 110, and 1 5. Checking fees get $7. So we only need 1 5 and 2 and 2 1s. Car service plan gets $101. So I'm going to come over here and do 100 and 1 1. Scrubbies gets $35 a month. So I'm going to get 120, 110, and 1 5. Subscription gets 100, so I'm going to come over here and mark 100. And then my gas gets $60 a month. And I like to do it in 20s because sometimes I don't have to fill all the way up. So we've got 3 20s. 20, 40, and 60 makes 3 of them. Okay, JuJu. This one's where it gets a little bit trickier because I do $50 a week for $200. So I'm going to do a little piece of scratch paper. So if I do, let me see which scratch paper I want to use. Well, I guess I can use this down here. Okay, so I get each week 2 20s and a 10. So I'm going to need 4 times, 4 times, 4 times. So I know I'm going to need 4 10s. Okay, and then 8 20s. Okay, so that should come up to be $200. So this is what I'm going to do just to double check. So 8 times 20 equals 160. And 160, 4 times 10 is 40. So that's correct. That comes out to be $200. Okay. So groceries gets the same amount in the same denominations. I get 8 20s and 4 10s. And see, groceries never changes each week. The only thing that really changes each month or week is, like I said, my electricity bill. So once I make this sheet, I don't have to change everything on it, you know. It can pretty much stay the same, if that makes any sense. Dining out, it gets $30 a week. So that's a 20 and a 10, but times 4, right? So I'm going to need 4 20s. For the whole month, and then I'm going to need 4 10s. Okay? And then lunch gets $20 a week, and so I know I'm going to need 4 20s. And miscellaneous gets $10 a week, so I know I'm going to need 4 10s for the whole month. And then giving gets 5, so I'm going to need 4 5s for that. Now, house insurance gets $50 a week. So I'm going to come over to my 50s, make sure I'm on the right line, and I'm going to do 4 50s I'm going to need. Car insurance gets $40 a week. So 42. So we'll do 20 times 4 twice. So we need 8 20s. Okay. And then what are we on car insurance? 2 4 6 8. Okay. Go to 20s. 2 4 6 8. Okay, house taxes gets 25. So we need 4 20s and 4 5s. Okay. Next, we're on car taxes. It gets $20 a week, so we only need 4 20s for that. Pets and vet, same thing, $20 a week, so we're going to get 4 for that. Emergency is going to get 5 a week, so we need 4 5s. Savings gets 4 5s. Medical, 4 5s. Car maintenance, 4 5s. House maintenance, 4 5s. Month ahead, 4 5s. And yearly fees gets 0. And it's really good when you're making your list if you have all the categories in line on both sheets of paper. So you can just go down the line and follow it down the line. So now I'm going to turn this over and we're going to fill in vacation and all of that. So vacations gets $20 a week. So that means 4 20s. Entertainment gets 20 a week, so that would be 4 5s. 5 a week, that's 4 5s. Adventure gets 4 10s a month. That special gift is going to get, let's do this. Okay. Personal care needs 4 5s a month. Wish list, 4 5s. Clothes, 4 5s. Gifts gets, lawn and garden gets 4 5s. Gifts gets 4 5s. Easter is only going to need 1 5 because we're done after one more stuffing. And then Thanksgiving is going to need 4 5s. Christmas, 4 5s. Christmas child, 0. Fire department, 0. And monthly giving, 0. So now that we have that done, we can now do the task of coming over and totaling each column up, okay? So we've got, in ones, we've got 4. Go ahead and make my line. 5s, let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can go 8 times 4 equals 32. 33, 34, 35, 36 5s. But wait a minute. Okay, that's just on this one side. Okay. So on this one side of paper, okay? So we've got 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 10s. And then 20s. Let's just total this up like this. Okay. Let's just add them. 8 plus 3 plus 8 plus 8 again. 8 again. So we're going to need 45 20s. You just total up the denominations that you need. I'm going to do another quick run through of this one again just to make sure I'm correct. That time I got 50. So I did do it right. So let me do it one more time just to make sure, okay? That is what's so aggravating. Okay, so we've got 3 plus 3 plus, and I'm going to put 16 plus 8. Okay, then we've got 8 plus 12. 50. So I did do it wrong. If you get the same answer twice, so I need 50. Okay, now in 50s, I need 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 50s on this page. And then 100s, I need 2, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now we're going to turn it over. And let's count our 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 4 equals, that's 32, plus 40. And then plus that 1. So we need 73 5s. And we need 8 10s and 4 20s. Okay? So let's bring these columns over. So ones, we're going to bring over 4. 5s, we're going to bring over 36. 10s, we're going to bring over 21. 20s, we're going to bring over 50. 50s, we're going to bring over 9. And 100s, we're going to bring over 6. So we have to total these columns up right here. So we know that's 54, 29. That's 9, 7, 8, 9, 10, 109, and then 4. So then our cash breakdown that we give to the bank, now we can sit there and say we need 4 tenths, 109, 109 fives, 29 tens, 54 20s, 9 50s, and 6 100s for the month of April. So now I'm just going to total up how much money that turns out to be. So 109 times 5 point equals, oh, I didn't do that right, did I? Oh, my 9 stuck, no wonder. 109 times 5 point equals, so that's $545. 545. And then 29 tens. 29 times 10 equals 290. 290. And then we need 54 20s. And that is $1,080. That should be a 0. That should be an 8. $1,080. And I'm going to put right next to it 1,080. So I know. And then 950. So 9 times $50 equals 450. And then 6 100s. Now, when I add all of these together, if I did my math right, then we should come up with that that $2,061, right? Okay, so let's add it up. 4 point plus 1,080. Yep, $2,969. So I know I did my math right because all of my totals on this sheet matches the denominations I need here. So when I go to the bank to get my denominations out, I'm going to give them one of these, and they're going to give me exactly what I asked for. And then I'll come home and prepare my bank binder so I can stuff everything and get prepared for the month. And the reason I don't go to the bank once a week is because it's just, I don't have a large budget, and I would much rather just take it out once a month. Hold on, I'm checking on something real quick. I prefer to take all of my money out once a month, so I can place it. I use this as my bank binder. So what I'll do is take all of the JuJu money, the right denominations, and put it here. Then I take my grocery money, the denominations that I need, and I put it in here. Dining out, I'll put all my denominations in it. Lunch, the same thing. What I'm going to need for the whole month, I put it right in here. Miscellaneous, same thing. Giving, same thing. Then I pull although all of these bills are drafted. Everything's drafted out of my checking account. But I like to touch my money. I want to have a relationship with it. So I'll go ahead and stuff my insurance bill, my water bill, my electricity bill, my phone bill, my internet, checking, car service plan, scrubbies, and subscription. So when they come out of my bank account, and the only reason I can do this is because I am 1 month ahead. So I pull my $3,000 and I keep $3,000 in my checking account at all times. Like, I do not go below $3,000 in my checking account. I even keep more than that because every now and again I might swipe my debit card. But I do have a cushion. Don't do that if you don't have a cushion. And as a matter of fact, whenever I take this to the bank, I am going to add to this to make it an even $3,000. Just FYI, okay? So I'll have stuffed my bills. Then I'll stuff my gas money, you know. See, I still have $40 left over that I didn't use last month. Pets, food, medicine. I need to start really stuffing this. This probably should go in my binder. I mean, in my, it probably should go in my wallet, actually, this. And then all of the rest of my denominations that I stuff in all these other categories, the only thing I have names for in my bank binder are the things that no matter if the shit hits the fan, I've got to have this money to live on, right? So then I take all of my ones and all of my fives and all of my tens and I put them in these envelopes. And when I stuff my weekly binders, I pull from this binder. Say if I stuff 1 week and the shit hits the fan, I'm not going to go and unstuff this binder first because I've stuffed it that month and I've already stuffed my money. I've worked too hard. I'm just going to hopefully say, okay, stop stuffing for the rest of this month. I know my food's taken care of. I know my bills are taken care of. I've got the money for them. And then I'm going to say, all of this money, I don't have to stuff it. And then I'm going to pull this money out and I'm going to count it and pray that I have enough money to cover whatever just happened that got me off track. Whether it be, I don't know, some unexpected bill that popped up. Instead of going and using my emergency cash that I have in the bank or using something else, I'm just going to pause. Use this money, keep my money where it is, earning, you know, in my high interest savings account. I'm not going to mess up what I have in my bank, and I'm not going to mess up what I've already saved. I'm going to use this money first and then reset for the next month. I find that key, that makes me also feel stable. You know, it makes me feel secure. I feel like I'll have a setback in my mind if I have to go and stuff something that I've already worked hard on. You know, that's just me. This is how I do it. But once you do a monthly planning budget, once you plan for a month, you can kind of gear the rest of your months off of that. You can tweak it any way you want to. You definitely don't need as many categories that I have in my binders, you know. I mean, I have vacation, and I have entertainment, and I have adventure. That may just be one item for you. But me, I want to have 3. It gives me even more security to know that, you know, I'm saving for a vacation, but while I'm saving on a vacation, I can still go spend a little money on entertainment if I want to, you know. And then also, if I want to do something on a Saturday adventurous, like go somewhere that I haven't been, to a new town, or go do something, go to a museum or do something, I'm not going to really call that entertainment. I'm going to call that like an adventure, you know. It just gives me more peace to know. And, you know, your categories do not have to be what my categories are. You can make them whatever's important to you and your family. You know, I may be monotonous the way I have savings and then emergency and then medical. That can all really be one. But if you think about it, it's really all one anyway. But it just gives me peace of security in my mind. It's playing a trick in my mind, knowing, okay, Angela, if you get sick and go to the doctor, you have this money that you've already spent to pay for your copay and your medicine, you know? I don't even have to think, oh my gosh, I need to take that out of my savings account, you know? Or I need to take that out of my spending money, my weekly allowance, you know? No, I've been saving for this day. If I have to take my dog to the vet, I don't want to say, oh, that's an emergency. No, I've got a pet category. I'm good. Like when my grandchild has a birthday, I've got that. I've already got $100 set aside for that grandchild. I've already done it. And then if it comes up that, you know, my aunt had a birthday, go to my gifts binder and I've already bought a gift. All I have to do is pull the cash and go get it. I've already paid for it. I just didn't know what I was paying for yet because I haven't picked out the gift. You know, car maintenance. Hopefully I don't have to have car maintenance, but I did have to pay $25 to get my tires rotated. But if I just keep putting $5 in each week, by the time I have to get my tires rotated the next time, I'm probably going to have over $100 in there. And if I only spend $25, then I keep adding $5 to it. I'm going to have a little bit set aside, so whenever I do have to start paying for my oil changes, I should have enough money to do so. It's so wonderful. And then like my insurance, like if I pull this money and I have it in my hand, and I know in my heart of hearts that I have the money in the bank when it gets drafted, you know, I feel like I can tell I'm a month ahead in my mind. But I also physically pay it because I do not want to ever look in my checking account and think, oh my gosh, I have $3,500 in my checking account. I can get that today. No, if I pull it from my binder and touch it and put it in my bank bag, even if I hold it and, you know, use it the next month, stuff it back into the next envelope, yeah, I'm going to say, oh darn, that just came out of my checking account, or that's coming out of my checking account. I am not spending any money on my debit card unless I absolutely have to. You know, it just makes you have a relationship with your money. Like my gas, I use a debit card. I'm not going to pump gas and walk inside, pay the attendant, go outside, pump gas, and then tell her to turn on pump 2, pump my gas, then go pay cash, and then go back, you know, the whole back and forth. I'm going to use my debit card, get my receipt, and come home and pull that cash from my envelope and put it in my binder. Same thing with anything else. If you were to, say if I went and did something with my debit card entertainment-wise, I'm going to come to my binder and pull the amount of money that I spent and deposit it back into my checking account. So the only thing my debit card does is it borrows money from this cash, and then I go put it right back into my checking account. You know, that's how I do it. And that's the mind frame you have to do. It's almost like, it's a job. But if you want to get ahead in life, you're going to have to put a little effort into it. And once you sit down and start working on it, the first couple of times you do it, it's going to you're going to want to pull your hair out because, you're going to say, well, I'm going to put $50 on everything. And then you look and you're like over $500 from your budget. And then you have to go back and retweak it. But once you do it, you're good. You are so good. And, I think it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Even if you just start by saying you may not have a fixed income. Say you get paid $500 a week, right? And your bills that are going to be drafted are $200 that week. Just start, if you want to start small, just pull $200 in $5 bills out of your checking account. Keep a $100 buffer for that 1 week. And then start stuffing your envelopes. Just with $5 until you get secure enough to be able to, okay, I've got this. Because every single dollar you end up stuffing turns out to be a good amount, Like right now I have $80 in adventure, but I've already spent $80 this year. So I've already, in just 3 short months, by stuffing a little bit of money each week, I've had $160 just for adventure. Entertainment, I've got $60 just by stuffing $5 a week. Personal care, $60. Wish list, which I didn't do those that much. Easter, $5 a week. I'm going to have $65. We're all going to buy food together. But I can put up to $65 to help buy Easter meal. Ham, mashed potatoes, deviled eggs. If we go to the grocery store, split the receipt like we do, $60 is going to be more than enough. And I'm already pre-planning for Thanksgiving and Christmas so it doesn't hurt me later. Last year I didn't have these 2, or these 3. And when Thanksgiving came around, and I'm the one who went and bought everything, and people had to pay me back, I did have a little buffer in the bank. I could do it. But I was like, it would have been so much easier if I'd been saving $5 a week for this. And then I could have just taken my little envelope, stuffed it in my cash wallet, and paid cash for my groceries. And then everybody could have given me my cash back that they owed me. And I would have stuck it right back into Thanksgiving to apply for next year. Or if there was no money left over, then there was no money left over. You get what I'm saying? It's so much common sense. It makes so much sense when you start doing it. It's too easy to run your debit card. Anyway, my rant's over, guys. I know. I'm old. You know how we do. You know how we do things. But y'all, thank you for watching. And I hope y'all watched the whole video. And it's almost an hour long. But I hope this gave you a little bit of security, knowing that you can do it and see that it's not that hard. This is so easy. It's so easy, and it's so worth it. Do it on a Sunday. You don't have to do it when you're tired, when you get off work. On your day off, drink your coffee and work on your budget. Maybe set 10 minutes a day until you get it right. And set goals. Make sure you have goals. Your goal is to pay off your debt. Debt-free. Pay off your credit cards and never use them again. If you have student debt, pay it off. If you have a car payment, get that car paid off. I want everybody to be able to not be so stressed. That's my goal. But anyway, thank you for watching. Please do a thumbs up. subscribe. I think I've got 64 followers. My next goal is 100. And I'm going to put a link into my description, and that's going to link you to my Ally bank account. It's a high yield savings account that I have. It was recommended by so many YouTubers that do budgeting. I'm getting 3.3%, I think. It's either 3.3 or 3.1% interest on the money that I have there. And I don't have much, just a smidgen under $5,000, but I'm getting like $14 a month in interest. Never would I do that at my home bank. Real easy to sign up. If you sign up on my link, I think they'll give you some money in your account, and maybe give me some. I'm not quite sure how that works because nobody's done it. But at least if you don't even want to sign up, just go check it out. It's so easy. And then I'm also going to put my Fetch link in there, Fetch rewards. I still have to scan all of these receipts, but every receipt that I scan is going to be 25 points. And whenever you reach a certain amount of points, you get to redeem your points for gift cards. I just redeemed my first set of points, and it took me a while, but I don't have a lot of receipts. And I have a $50 Amazon gift card that I can use now. So, you know what? I can buy a dress. I can buy office supplies. Might order some more stuff for cash binding. Who knows? Maybe buy a birthday gift for a friend. But I've paid for it's free just by scanning, using that app, and scanning my receipts. So, anyway, you can sign up under my link for that too, and you'll get points, and I'll get points for that too. But anyway, y'all have a great day. God bless you. God keep you. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh no.